Distraction makes you to lose opportunities and divine visitation. Oh, when I studied about the man at the pool of Bethesda, I wept. So what could be addressed in one day, somebody can look for it for 38 years. That means time is not the issue. It is you missing Kairos moments that is the issue. That thing that man suffered for 38 years, he had no business suffering for 38 years. But you know what his problem was? When the water is stirred, he could not enter. Do you notice that even when Jesus came to him, he almost missed that opportunity? Jesus asked him, "Son, will thou be made whole?" What is the answer? "Yes, Lord." He entered stories. He started talking. "I have no man. When the water is stirred, there's nobody to carry me. Somebody enters before I enter." And he was talking. Jesus had to shut him up. So you discover the man did not miss the water because there was nobody. He missed the water because he was distracted. He couldn't discern the moment of visitation. And if you miss your visitation, your life ends up in calamity. In Luke 19:44, the Bible said Jesus wept over the city. And what was his cry? He said, "You do not know the time of your visitation." There are many people who are looking at me here that have had more opportunities than the greatest men in this country. Abraham Lincoln said, "I will study and wait." He said, "The opportunity will come." You give yourself to distraction. I know a young man those days in the university, sir. Even when we are writing exam, this guy will play PST money, Pro Evolution Soccer, and then he will come to class and be looking for who to copy from. This was a very intelligent young man. In fact, his father was a senior director somewhere. He would have given him a job with ease. But the guy wasted his opportune moment on top of video game. And then you ask many naive young people, they say, "Is it a sin?" No, it's not a sin. But when you continue, after a while, you will serve your genius. Because you will pay for your distraction. You know, the way life works is that we live in cycles. Some of us, our cycles are 3 years. Some is 5 years. Some is 7 years. Some is 10 years. Satan does not come every time. He waits for your Kairos moment. So you can be fasting 40 days fast every three months. You are doing it. One year passes. 2 years pass. When you come into the 5th year, that is your year of visitation, then Satan begins to plot traps. Suddenly you go to work, they show you a juicy opportunity and say all you need to do is to add 2 zeros and we will share the money. Suddenly somebody calls you and you check which number is this, and they say it's Victor. Have you forgotten me? Where were you 4 years ago? That is where one Linda will call you from nowhere and say, "I'm in town. Is this the first time you are coming to town?" And then one moment of distraction will waste the 4 years of preparation. And then your life becomes an abomination. A point will come, even you will be tired of living, because life will become a plague. Not because God does not love you, not because God does not care, but because you have lost too many opportunities. And so a point comes, even you give up on life. Ask those you see making impact. They will tell you they were not the best. If they are honest, they will always tell you a friend that was more gifted. They will always tell you a friend that was more anointed. They will always tell you a colleague that was more intelligent. But why did they come? They remain focused. Many times I fear for gifted people. They are always never stable. And then you check after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, the people you call average, they end up emerging as leaders. You know why? They know that they don't have too much advantage, so they maximize their life. The ones who think, come on, they know everything, they waste their lives, and life becomes a riddle. They sit down, they see the people they taught, they see the people they imparted, they see the people they raised. All of a sudden they are in front and they are wondering, how did I end here? One of the reasons is that you lost opportunities. When those windows opened, may God grant you grace to discern it. Dangers of distraction. Number 5, distraction leads to wasted time and energy. People who are distracted, they waste their time and their energy, and when you ask them, they cannot account for it. Don't go too far. Ask yourself, what did you do with today? This same today that we are talking about, somebody heard God clearly today, somewhere. I received a direction for destiny. This same today that we are talking about, somebody made $1 billion. This same today that we are talking about, somebody completed a project. This same today that we are talking about, somebody traveled to a place and opened the door for somebody. If you were to give an account of today, what will you use to justify today? Because when you hear messages like this, it's quick to start looking around people that you think are failures. If you are not careful, you will be failure in motion. Your own manifestation has not just come. The same today that some of us cannot point at anything we have done. There are people who have done 10 things that either impacted somebody, impacted a nation, or impacted their own lives. If you cannot point anything that you have done today that either impacted you or impacted somebody or gave glory to God, you wasted today. What that means is that in your age, today is 0. You know what God taught me many years ago? He told me, people wake up and say, I'm 40. Some people that are saying they are 40 years, they are actually 9 years old. And the Lord told me, he said, for instance, if you sleep from 8 p.m. and wake up by 8 a.m., you have slept for 12 hours. It means you didn't have 24 hours. Now, out of the 12 hours that remain, there are some people who watch movie for 4 hours. And then they go to visit their friends for 2 hours. Another 6 hours have wasted. They have wasted 18 hours. The remaining 6 hours, they ate food. They took a nap. So in 24 hours, maybe they utilized 1 hour. And so somebody who is using 1 hour in 24 hours, he is 40 years old. You ask him, he say, I'm 40. You are not 40, sir. You are using 1 hour in 24 hours. You know what that means? It's in every 24 days that you have 1 day. So when you are 24 years old, you are actually 1 year old. When you are 48 years old, you are 2 years old. That's why when you look at them, they can't do anything. At 40, they don't have direction. At 40, they need their father to send them money. At 40, they are complaining the country is too hard. Because they are not 40, sir. They are 12 years old. They wasted energy. They wasted time. Meanwhile, this is me being kind. Because if you are to compare, if you are to count the first 6 years of their life, what did they do? They almost spend the whole 6 months of your life sleeping and eating. The first 3 years of your life, if you are intelligent, you are learning words. So acute learning actually begins from 5 years old. So even the first 5 years of their life is not counted. So don't count people by their age. Count them by their impact. Because the proof of how old they are is in their impact. That's how much investment they've had with their time and their energy.